What's up, Renegade Nation? Before we begin the video, I'd like to give a big shout out to our most recent Patreon supporters, Timothy Hayden, Crimson Reaper, Little Blondie, Cletus the Redneck, Benjamin Jennings, Dennis Taylor, Lucius, Brad Jam, Casey McCullum, James Moyner, Brittany Whirling, Hunter Tober McGivern, Breezy B, Ashley Short, Saren G. Tiso, Andrew Fisher, Ryan Parr, Tatakai, Noah Strife, Trevor Boyle, and John Britt. Thank you all very much for your support. And also, another big time shout out to our executive producer, the Anime Hybrid. If you want to support us on Patreon, feel free to click the link down below, and we'll see you there. Take care. Now, when I say the word Vikings, what rushes to your mind?
Randy Moss.
Fair enough. I mean, it's a well-known, established fact that the did the investigation of the Black Hebrew Israelites. All the Vikings were actually black men.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did you read that?
It was that investigation that Henry David Thoreau did.
Was it on the internet?
Yes.
It's real. It's fact.
Yep.
I believe it.
Yep. They saw these old pictures of the Vikings, like these old paintings from a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
They said, "Look,
there's Randy Moss."
Yeah.
One-handed.
Yeah. Catching, breaking.
Everything.
Yeah.
Fines, footballs, flack,
booze. Especially in Green Bay when he mooned him.
Oh my God, dude. He's a hero for that.
Oh, I know.
A legendary Viking.
Yes. And, well, when I say Assassin's Creed, what pops in your head?
Am I being honest? Oversaturation, rape, plundered, and pillaged, since we're on a Viking topic. Taken out to the cleaners.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Indeed. So the thing about Assassin's Creed, it started out so well. It was the franchise that picked up after Ubisoft did the Prince of Persia franchise.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much been their go-to, like, action, platforming, puzzle solving, just all around, like, adventure game.
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest, Assassin's Creed 1, a bit boring, but a very interesting story. Assassin's Creed 2 fixed the boring problem and expanded the story a lot. Brotherhood, I know a lot of people say, well, that's where it started to go downhill. I don't think so. I think Brotherhood expanded on the idea even more and made the gameplay even more fun. Now, Revelations is where it started to get a little stale. And then, by the time they did 3, development was so rushed on it that they cut out a lot of the interesting stuff that was going to be in it. And plus, they were all developing this in a whole new engine that had a lot of bugs. And pretty much just almost, I wouldn't say derailed
Did they go full Bethesda?
No.
Not
that
Bethesda.
far. Not that far, no. But then Assassin's Creed 4 came out, and it was like the full realization of what 3 should have been. And then after that, God, things really went off the rails.
Which is when I first got into the franchise, or tried to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were some not so good.
Well, there was Unity, Rogue, Syndicate. Each of them brought something interesting.
I think it was one of the handheld games that I tried, and it was just a flaming heap of trash fire. It's bad.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah. But anyway, here recently, the Assassin's Creed franchise has actually turned things around to a certain degree. They've gotten their legs under them again, And they've stopped trying to do yearly releases. This is where it all stems from. When you try and do yearly releases, the quality dips. It dips big time.
Yeah.
And, it's like, oh, but we hired another studio to do it. It doesn't matter.
No.
Oversaturation always leads to people getting sick of certain properties. That's why Survivor went from like the most popular show in the world to now being a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the most popular show in the world, and all of a sudden all the executives are just like, we need to do like 4 a year. It's like, wait, shouldn't you just do like 1 a year and build it up like a Super Bowl or something like that? No, it has to be at 4. We want to make money. It's like, you're reaching for the brass ring before it's even been made. That's the problem.
Well, you look at things like sports games, like what's happened with Madden, what's happened with 2K, with basketball and wrestling, and you look at stuff like that, and it gets to a point where the quality of graphics are going to be fine. I mean, there's literally nothing you could do really year to year. Maybe you could update the models, but updates could fix everything. If they just sold expansion packs to the core game for a few years, then shit, man, like so much they wouldn't have to do so much.
But it's just the whole yearly release thing, dude. They want to charge full price.
It's already digital downloads. I mean, charge full price for it, but just make an expansion to the game that people already have. You can still get the same amount of money without wiping the board over and over and over again.
It's a complex situation, and here's what I'll say: they did do a good job with that with the re-release of Destiny that they did on Steam. They released a good portion of the game on Steam for free.
Yeah.
Play it for free. And then after that, you had to pay for the other expansions. And the other expansions are pretty damn big.
Yeah.
Now, they could do that with other games, but the problem is it's just studio heads don't really want to see it that way. They don't want to see it's player base versus what business heads,
corporate ideals versus their consumers' ideals.
Yes.
I got you.
And the whole thing is, here recently Assassin's Creed has gone back to the drawing board, and ever since Assassin's Creed Origins has actually been knocking it out of the park pretty good.
It's what people say.
Well, Origins, I've played a bit of it, and damn, it's good. It feels really good.
I just couldn't get into it, man. I don't know what it was. I couldn't get into it.
That's fine. And then, of course, Odyssey, which is one I've really been needing to play, and I probably will play it here before this comes out. But, we're now moving into the Viking era of things, and given how crazy the Viking era was, especially peak Viking era, oh my god.
A lot of nuts. Assassinations going on, so
yeah,
you'd call it that.
I could call it that. But we got the new trailer here for Assassin's Creed Valhalla queued up here. Let's give it a watch and see what happens.
They are heartless. Godless barbarians.
Jesus.
They murder and kill blindly. They scar the lands of England. Lands they will never defend, never love. The time has come to speak to them in a language they will understand.
Violence. War. the boats, man. You see, okay. Oh, hell. Damn.
Well, that reminds me of something.
What's that?
Think about it.
Oh.
Our arrows will darken the sky.
Our
So
arrows
we
will blot out the sun. Yeah.
So we'll
That's
fight
from
in the
300.
shade.
300, yeah. It's like, the 1,000 nations of the Persian Empire descend upon you. Our arrows will blot out the sun. Then we shall fight in the shade. 300, yeah. You actually, from what I understand, you actually get to meet Leonidas in Odyssey.
Really?
Yeah.
Sick.
Spartans! Prepare for
Just
glory!
when I saw all those arrows coming down, I was like, damn, every time I think of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a stereotypical scene that you see in a lot of epic war movies.
Yeah.
Like, especially like old world epic war movies. But, damn. Like old school battles fields like this, dude, I'd be afraid to see the brutality that took place on it.
Oh my God.
I mean,
the brutality of war with the sophistication we have to be so far downrange from our targets, or them to be downrange from us.
Yeah.
It's
already like
it's already bad enough. That's
I
already
couldn't imagine
bad enough.
hacking someone up
Oh my God.
right in front of me with a sword. That's just like some like massacres that I hear about nowadays. Like there was this huge massacre that happened in Rwanda not too long ago. It was people getting hacked up with machetes and shit like that, dude. Like over 1 million people.
Yeah.
Just like that.
I say, fuck that.
Yeah. But, dude, like, I wonder if you're going to be in, like, big battle scenes like this. Oh!
Damn.
Ow, damn. Oh, that's not good. Oh. Not good. Woo! There's an axe to the dome. Uh-oh. Oh! Just burying an axe into it. Wait, what?
Odin is with us!
The crow. Odin and his crows. Ooh! Yeah. A full berserker knight. Like those dudes were no joke, dude. Covered in armor, huge swords, big as a friggin' house. Uh-oh. Oh! Nice!
Damn.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Available holiday 2020.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm hyped, to say the least, because... Okay. Viking culture has always been a very interesting topic to me. Because the thing is, throughout history, the Vikings have always been, like, seen as warrior poets and also a more equal society than you would think. Because they actually went to old Viking battlefields and they found out that around half of the warriors that fought on the Viking side were women. Because Vikings didn't care about gender or anything like that. If you were a capable warrior, whether you were a man or a woman, if you could fight,
You need to throw down.
you're throwing down with us. You're going to war with us. And that's another thing as well. The Vikings, like, it's one of the cultures that still exists. It's not as powerful as it used to be. But, okay. For instance, Iceland. Iceland is pure Viking heritage. Have you seen the people in Iceland?
They're massive.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're gargantuan. Hafthor Bjornsson, one of the strongest men in the world, played the Mountain in Game of Thrones. 6'9", 385 plus pounds. Just set the world record for deadlifting 501 kilograms.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jesus. And he's
unbelievable.
And he's younger than me. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you see, Vikings the Vikings did a lot throughout history that a lot of people could consider to be very, very bad. Now, that's any war culture throughout history. Everyone wants to, everyone makes jokes about, the Mongols, they took over the world. But in doing so, they killed over 30 million people. 30 million people. That, just to put that in perspective. The Vikings killed a lot of people in their conquests. And that's just how the world was and how it functioned back then. I mean, as much as we want to pretend that, we know better now, in that world, I mean,
Well, I mean, people are still fucked up. And
They
people
are.
were fucked up back then. I'm not going to say the Vikings weren't fucked up. Of course they were. So were the Mongols. So were people today. Right? I don't agree with a lot of shit that a lot of governments today do. I don't agree with a lot of their shit.
Me neither.
So
But
the Vikings were fucked up, dude. I mean, they
yeah,
were.
Well, of course, what they did was they went and they conquered places. They found the strongest men and the strongest women, and they brought them back with them, and they bred with them.
Yeah.
And when you see just how the Vikings have survived today, for instance, right here. Yeah, this is their main square in Reykjavik. This is a war chant with 10,000 fans paying tribute to the Icelandic team after they got ejected from the EuroLeague Championship. Just watch. Could you imagine hearing that on the horizon coming for you? Guys as big as the ones you've seen. Just gargantuan human beings. Crazy bastards.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that to me is scary.
If they get that fired up over soccer, I mean,
Well,
I mean, that's pretty savage.
Well, the thing is, if Iceland is a country of about 300,000 people.
Yeah.
Nothing by the world's standards in comparison.
Yeah.
And imagine
So they're tied.
Well, yeah.
They're tied. This is a tied community. Of only
And
that many
imagine,
people.
if you will, imagine that, the people that they have in Iceland, but if there was a country the size of ours, instead of 300,000, it was 300 million of them.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine the sheer, ungodly, talent, and talent for war that they would have?
I mean, Navy SEALs are usually 5'8", 180 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
They're the most deadly bastards on the planet, dude. So
Yeah.
size isn't everything, bro.
I know it's not everything, dude.
It can be a huge deficit in wartime. Just like the in World War II and in Vietnam, where we had to have tunnel rats in the Marines that could go clear out tunnels because they were too dangerous, that they had, these the Vietnamese and the Japanese had their ways to
Well,
tunnel
they had
through
their
islands.
foxholes.
Yeah, I mean that's
Well,
damn, dude. You get the mountain in that situation, he's screwed.
well,
He's a huge target. There's so much mass on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's good to have a tank.
dude,
Sometimes
that's
it's
guerrilla
not.
warfare, though. I'm not talking about guerrilla warfare.
What's the most dominant form of warfare other than drones now? And submarines.
Well, like I'm saying, dude. I mean, I'm just saying. Like, one-on-one... you said sizes and everything. Well,
No. Not when you become a bullet sponge. It's not.
well, here's what I'll say. It takes a hell of a long time to row to England in a rowboat.
It's true.
Yeah, and dude, whenever you have that size, it doesn't matter how much you have. If you're going up against a guy who's as solid as stone and has any basic training whatsoever, then you're gonna get squashed.
50 cal, bro.
You're talking modern warfare. I'm talking
modern
ancient warfare.
Ancient warfare. I mean, you got to get out of dodge, bro. You got to sneak attack these dudes. You can't go one-on-one with them. No way.
Yeah.
And if you don't know they're coming, that's also bad
Well,
news
you are
bears.
going to know they're coming because they're going to be doing that war chant on the horizon for intimidation.
Yeah. Good, it works. Bye. Bye, Felicia. That's my method. I'm leaving.
So you're going to abandon your homeland.
Poison all the food, poison the water, get the hell out of
Oh, scorched earth.
Yeah.
You pretty much pull a Russia. You pretty much pull what Russia did against Napoleon and Hitler.
there. Whatever it takes. Fuck you.
Oh, my
You're not
God.
getting anything.
Yeah, and sacrificing millions of your own fellow countrymen along the way. Congratulations.
Bye.
Oh, God. Well,
I mean, if we're being brass tacks ruthless on the situation, I don't want them to take over. They're going to, so they'll get nothing.
all right.
That's just how I look at it.
Fair enough. So, I don't know 100% where they're going to go with this Assassin's Creed game, but I'm excited. I want to see what the story's going to be, and I also want to see if it's going to be, you can pick your protagonist, whether it's going to be male or female, or if they're going to do a full character creation suite, where you can, like, fully craft what your Viking looks like.
That would be sick.
And you pretty much, like, depending on what you pick, if you pick big enough, you're like a berserker. Or if you pick more middle sized, you're like a
Like a class selection.
yeah,
type thing?
yeah, sort of like that.
Or like a skills tree or whatever.
Yeah, because they've been adding RPG elements in since Odyssey. Odyssey added in a lot of RPG elements that some people didn't like. Me, I don't mind RPG elements as long as they don't bog down the gameplay.
Right.
That's probably my main problem I had.
And they're pretty
with the
good
first
at
Mass
it.
Effect game.
They're pretty good at it. They're pretty good at allowing stuff like that without making it too much. Like Far Cry.
Yeah.
Far Cry that's not too complicated.
No.
It doesn't bog down. That's a pedal to the metal game anyway.
Well, yeah, but you don't got to go through like 15 menus and sort through shit.
No.
Just to get
Upgrade
everything.
your stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So they do a pretty good job. I think they do a pretty good job of that.
See, that was my main problem with the first Mass Effect game. Did you ever play Mass Effect?
I tried getting into it. Remember, I was trying to stream it, and I played probably 2 or 3 hours of it, and I don't know, man. Like,
You just couldn't. It couldn't grab you.
no, I mean, I own every single game that's come out, all of them, including Andromeda. I've got them all, but it's just like
I'll say this much: the RPG elements and the gameplay in the first Mass Effect are the worst. They're
should
the
I
worst.
just skip it?
I would, if you can slog through like the first, I think the one mission where it really takes off is where you encounter the Geth.
Okay.
Whenever you encounter the Geth, that's when everything takes off and the story just takes over, and you don't mind the RPG elements that are bogging down the gameplay that much, because by that time I had it mostly figured out. But
I will be going back if I go to play. I'll be going back
but
to where I have.
if you do want to
save
skip
spot.
it, I can definitely recommend Mass Effect 2 because that's my favorite of the Mass Effect franchise.
Well, maybe I will.
3's really good, but 2 is exceptional. It's the best game of the franchise. And plus, you get a recap if you know.
Oh, okay.
And you can choose like which pathway you wanted to take in the
Right.
game. Just depending on how you feel.
Cool.
So yeah, I can recommend that. But well, everyone out there, what do you all think about Valhalla? I mean, I'm excited. I want to see what the hell it's going to be about. And if you have any predictions, let us know in the comments down below. And I guess until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Chad.
We'll see you in the next one, everybody. Peace out.